What's going on, Marvel Rival fans? As we all know, Season 1 has been out for quite some time. Some characters got a buff, some characters got nerfed, and some didn't get changed at all, like the Punisher. But since Season 1 has been out, let's talk about the strongest meta in the game currently, which is Storm. Now, before the season came out, Storm was trash. Well, I wouldn't say trash, but it depends on who you ask. Cause Storm, she has a different playstyle for different people. She's basically a ground DPS type shooter that can fly. Now keep in mind, before Season 1 came out, nobody was using Storm at all. It's more like nobody was using her. And if they was using her, they would use her for like 5 minutes or maybe a minute max and never use her again because they ain't like her playstyle. Or they'll say her basic attack damage and her attack speed is trash. Now, since she has gotten the buff this season, players have been flanking to her getting the same amount of kills. I'm talking about looking at 72 kill streaks, 50 kill streaks in one game. Like, she has gotten the same buff. And when it comes to her buffs, her attack speed did get a buff, which was needed badly. Now, Storm abilities consist of Wind Blade, Omega Hurricane, Goddess Boost, Bolt Rush, and that single ability Charge Gale. Now, when it comes to her basic attack, the speed of her basic attack, Wind Blade, was buffed from 100 milliseconds to 150 milliseconds during the recent patch, which was needed. She also has gotten a huge increase in her damage for her basic attack. One thing I should say is that our basic attack is not a hit scan, doesn't do splash damage, and it's not a headshot. A huge part of her kit is that her Wind Blade goes through enemies. This indicates that she is not meant to attack from a high point or far away. And what all this means is that she is meant to push with the team to their ground level. If you were to use her weather control ability, it will create a sphere around her, buffing her and the allies, meaning the higher she is, the smaller the circle radius is to buff. However, if it was meant for her to play up high, her power would have been a cylinder shape. Now, in my opinion, I could see them in the future toning her damage down because she seemed like she's gonna be a problem in the future for future players. Now, touching Storm's first ability, weather control. This ability is interesting because it has two effects and is always active. It has two modes: Tornado mode, which grants a movement boost to you and your allies, while Thunder mode grants a damage boost to you and your allies. I can clearly see Tornado mode being used to get to the objective faster after spawning, and Thunder mode to help defend the objective. As of right now, Storm's ultimate, Omega Hurricane, is the strongest in the game. It lets her suck in multiple enemies at a time while dealing massive damage, and also letting her dive behind enemy backlines. I say use this ultimate at the objective when foes are low health and need to die, or your team is dead and you must hold your control solo. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the goal of this ultimate is to get multiple KOs while holding your place. However, keep in mind that you are the Hurricane, so wherever you go, the Hurricane goes. And a good strategy is to wait till the enemy team uses their ultimate, then Storm uses hers. There's also another good strategy that you guys can use. Now, touching our third ability, Goddess Boost. Goddess Boost has two effects based on either having Tornado or Thunder mode active. With Thunder mode active, your team gets 8% damage increase and you get 16%. When you activate Goddess Boost, it increases to 12% for your team and 30% for you. So at the start of the fight, this could be a huge advantage while you're behind a tank like Venom and Pierce enemies. The only cons to using Storm is if you go too high, your team won't get a buff. Now, if you have a Thor on your team, be sure to take advantage of the passive ability Charge Gale. The range for the chain lightning for Charge Gale is not far, so your best target is tanks to the enemies or some Lokis near enemies. Looking at all the abilities, they're designed to hit multiple targets, which should give you a better idea of how she works and how you can get better with her. Although Storm is a flying character, going up high is a suicide move, and she is very slow at high altitude, so it's best to stay low to mid height to take advantage of your own boost and support the team. Now, in my opinion, I suggest only flying high if you have to hide behind the building to recharge an ability or wait for a team to arrive, because if you take them by yourself, then you're surely gonna die. So, another tip I can give you is when you're using Charge Gale, is whenever you use this move, never be in Hurricane mode, always be in Thunder mode, because when you're in Thunder mode, the lightning causes increased damage to enemies. Now, getting to our last ability, Bolt Rush. Now, this is a hard hitting attack when you got a foe approaching at low health. It's useless for crowd control, but when you get chased down to 1v1, this is the best time to use it. And this attack was recently buffed from 70 to 80 damage, which may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot once you use it. Overall, Storm is exceptionally deadly in skill hands, but her true potential lies in a more strategic approach. While she's classified as a duelist, she plays better as a strategist. She performs best at low to mid heights, leveraging her abilities to control the battlefield and guide her team, rather than acting as a lone defensive force. And before I end this video, be sure to give me y'all opinions on Storm. Do y'all think Storm is weak? Do y'all think she's trash? Is she good for your playstyle? Let me know in the comment section.